Olivia Newton-John is best known for her career as a singer-songwriter and an actress, reaching international stardom when she played Sandy in the musical film Grease. Alongside musical success, including Grammy Awards and 100 million album sales, she has also fought a battle with cancer, and in doing so has raised important awareness. The youngest of 3 children, Newton-John was born on the 26th of September 1948 in Cambridge, UK. Her father was an MI5 officer, playing an important role in World War II. Once the war was over, he became a head teacher before being given the opportunity to move his family to Australia to work as a German professor at university. The rest of Newton-John's childhood was spent in Melbourne, Australia. Her singing aspirations began as a young teenager, forming a girl group with her classmates and appearing on Australian radio and TV shows. She won the talent contest Sing Sing Sing, with the prize earning her a trip to the UK. Here, she recorded her first single, Till You Say You'll Be Mine, for Decca Records in 1966. She also worked alongside her friend from Melbourne, Pat Carroll, creating a duo named Pat and Olivia. Together, they toured through the UK and Europe on army bases and clubs. She disliked her time in England and longed to be back to Australia, but under her mother's influence, she began what would soon be a successful career. In 1969, her visa ran out and she had to return to Australia. It wasn't long, however, before she was recruited to join a group named Tomorrow. However, after no success with their single releases, they ended their time together, and Newton-John set out on her own. Her debut release, titled If Not For You, came out in 1971. The single of the same name was a cover, originally written by Bob Dylan and recorded by George Harrison. The popularity of this release gave Newton-John her first taste of America, and a year later she followed up with her second UK album, Olivia, featuring more covers, but this time she did not reach the success she had hoped for. However, by the time she released her third album, I'll Be There, she received critical acclaim and earned herself a Grammy Award for Best Country Female Vocal Performance. She took part in the 1974 Eurovision contest, representing the UK with the song Long Live Love. She then released her first EMI record album of the same title. In Canada and the US, it was released under a different name, If You Love Me, Let Me Know. And the second single release, Honestly I Love You, would become Newton-John's trademark song, a ballad that would be her first #1 hit, taking home a Grammy for the Record of the Year. It was her success with the film Grease, though, that really launched her into stardom. Ranked as the most successful movie musical in history, Newton-John was cast as Sandy in the 1978 adaptation of the Broadway musical Grease. The soundtrack album would become a major success, spending 12 non-consecutive weeks at #1 and gained Newton-John 3 top 5 singles for Hopelessly Devoted to You, You're the One That I Want, and Summer Nights. The 2 singles, Hopelessly Devoted and You're the One That I Want, were both new additions to the musical and were written by Newton-John's music producer John Farrar, who she continued working with for many years. The soundtrack itself is the best-selling soundtrack of all time, and the film remains popular to this day. Not only was she vocally successful, but she also received critical acclaim as an actress when she was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Performance by an Actress in Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. The film, which was set in the 50s, honored this through its music with its 1950s style sound. Within the movie, Newton-John's character goes through a major transformation in appearance, and it seemed that she would reflect this in her real life. With the release of Physical in 1981, she drastically adapted her image, opting for a more provocative appearance. The cover photograph capturing Newton-John dressed head to toe in leather. Even the music video for Physical took a new, sexier approach, with Newton-John sporting an athletic outfit and a cropped haircut. Despite concerns that the new direction would not be well received, the album became a hit, with the title track sitting at #1 in the charts for 4 weeks in the US. On the back of this success, she embarked on an extensive American tour, selling out shows. She would also make a return to the film industry, cast in the musical Xanadu, which was considered a failure, despite the soundtrack reaching 5 top 20 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. Her single Magic from the soundtrack made a great impact in the charts, reaching #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100. And once again, it was written and produced by Newton-John's friend and producer John Farrar. In the mid-1980s, she continued to create albums, but spent much less time in the spotlight, focusing on raising her daughter and creating a clothing brand, Koala Blue, with her longtime friend Pat Carroll, who became Pat Farrar after marrying producer John. She was never too far away from music though, creating an album of children's lullabies inspired by her young daughter and releasing Back to Basics, the Essential Collection, reflecting on her past releases. A tour was scheduled to go ahead in the summer of 1992, but circumstances drastically changed after Newton-John was diagnosed with breast cancer. Thankfully, she overcame this difficult period in her life with chemotherapy and a partial mastectomy. Reflecting on this time in her life, she used it as an inspiration for her next album, Gaia. From this, she gained popularity and respect for raising awareness and speaking openly about her personal struggles with her battle against breast cancer. She has stressed the importance of early detection, promoting public awareness for the past 25 years. Admired for her contribution to this, she announced a partnership with Austin Health and created the Olivia Newton-John Cancer and Wellness Centre, set up in Melbourne, Australia. In celebration of this, she has led a group of cancer survivors and celebrities to hike across the Great Wall of China to raise $2 million for cancer treatment and build the Wellness Centre. After raising a staggering $200 million, the center opened in June 2012 and offers services and facilities for cancer treatment, research, training and education that helps both the body and the mind. Her charitable efforts don't stop there. She has also contributed to the American Red Cross, the Women's Guild of Cedar-Sinai Medical Center, and the Rainforest Alliance, whilst also creating National Tree Day in an effort to plant 20 million trees in Australia. More recently, she was named Olivia Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire by Her Majesty the Queen for inspiring services in cancer research and contribution to charity, but also for her impact on the music industry. You can check out the Carly of Spotify to listen to the original tracks of the artist. It's a curated playlist with the most popular songs.